Here, my name is Kindson Munonye, and I'm the application developer. On a daily basis, I actually do three categories of tasks. Basically, one, I work on the core application development scenario, where I actually get involved in the software development life cycle, checking which phase we are on a particular application development um, work process being developed. And then I also have the role of maintaining existing application, because in our base we have these applications, HR application and some other applications. I also work to maintain them, think of how to improve the back end, think of how to also improve the user friendliness of these applications. And then for the third task, third category of task, it will be to respond to user requests, and user requests for data, for certain reports, for certain user interface preference certain users or department may have. I also have to take in this request and see how I can incorporate it into my development or maintenance process. Yes, programming languages I use. I use quite a wide spectrum of programming languages in my software development, but mainly I'll categorize them into two parts. One is the Microsoft side of things, and then the open source. In the Microsoft aspect, I use C#, actually ASP.NET C#, and then I also use VB.NET for sure for development. And of course there are a few other programming languages, maybe scripting languages if you say, I use. But basically this is two main programming languages, VB.NET and C#. And then in the open source side of things, because now most clients you have, or certain scenarios you may have to use open source to build your application. So I use PHP, and of course I use the MySQL for the database backend. And then sometimes when I have the students that want to learn, that are attached to our department here in ICT, they want to learn programming languages. Okay, say maybe you learn Java, and then at such times I give a project for them to do. Then we use Java to do the project, and in that way I also use Java sometimes. And finally I code with these other ones, fundamentals, Fortran, and so on. But these I don't use in enterprise setting, just for learning and for teaching scenarios. Well, the tools I use are quite a good number of them. For database system, I use SSMX. I'm thinking that is SQL Server Management Studio. That has been also very good in managing Microsoft's SQL Server database. And also I use a Workbench when it comes to handling MySQL databases. And other tools I use includes some IDE tools, Visual Studio for sure, that I use practically every day in my office. And then I use Dreamweaver when I want to build applications that has to go out there to the web. But when I have to build enterprise applications that is going to be used right inside our intranet, I use Microsoft's tools, Visual Studio, 2010 precisely develop. Sometimes I also use graphic tools to build my user interface and some animation stuffs, but I think sometimes too I tend to feel that this is not actually where I focus on, but just to get things done, I have to use these graphic tools like Fireworks and Flash. That is Adobe Flash. Before now, it was Macromedia Flash, and sometimes I use a bit of Photoshop. Sure, the qualification I obtained, I got a bachelor's degree in computer engineering here in Nigeria, and I think this has been very useful. Although in the school we learn actually the fundamentals of software development or application development, but it gives you a good start. So it tells you there are a whole lot of things for you to know. So it creates that awareness in you. So I was able to go out to do some more research, to engage in more projects, and then I was able to acquire some other certifications, professional certifications, and stuff. Well, for my job, I think Microsoft certifications I've acquired have helped me. I have a Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist in ASP.NET, in Visual Studio, and in SQL Server 2008 database implementation and maintenance. Well, I think I'll continue in my career in software development, and I don't tend to move into a different field. I'll remain in application development, maybe to expand it, just to get to know other things that are related to application development. So even if I get to take a course in networking or Microsoft terminal server or whatever courses out there in IT, I do it to see how it relates with application development.